Welcome, everyone. It's a great privilege to have you all here today at this historic moment when we launch Lucknow Farmers Market online. And it's been a long journey from the time that we started here in 2013. And many of you have been on this journey with me. And it's so wonderful to have such amazing speakers and panelists with us. Professor Chetan Solanki from IIT Mumbai, Archana Garodia, past president of the FICCI Women's Wing and a fantastic entrepreneur in her own right. Pishi Khosla, a clinical nutritionist and founder of Whole Foods, who actually walks the talk of what we are telling people, that let food be your medicine so that medicine shouldn't become your food. Our moderator today is LFM CTO Chirag Varti, who will take the proceedings forward.
Thank you, Jyotsna. Thank you very much. So I would like to welcome again everyone who's appreciative of the work what we have been doing, and it has been a year-long procedure to get LFM from a physical platform to a digital one. And I'm really glad to say that this is a very important moment and an important milestone for us. So let me introduce our founder and CEO, Jyotsna, who has been the founding pillar for Lucknow Farmers Market. And Lucknow Farmers Market has been her brainchild. So Jyotsna founded Lucknow Farmers Market as a first sustainable online community and for connecting grassroots level entrepreneurs and farmers with consumers, and this interactive space to learn and live sustainably. Now, Jyotsna has never been always been in this space. She has worked for 20 years worldwide in an international marketing role, lived across the world in cities like Dubai, London, Mumbai, Delhi, and of course has a business degree from Cass Business School in London. Working on the skill development and creating self-reliance among women's group has been her passion. So with her village in UP, Saidanpur, in the district of Barabanki, she's been working with these villagers since 2011. Her work has always been focused on sustainable livelihood and sanitation, women's health, menstrual hygiene, and that is where she founded FICCI Flow in Lucknow and Kanpur chapters. She's also involved with national level as part of the governing body of the Flow working for women empowerment since 2015. So she has an extensive experience in this space. So I'll let Jyotsna introduce her baby, the Lucknow Farmers Market. Jyotsna, up to you.
Thank you so much, Chirag. We have such visionaries and fantastic people here. I'm a bit embarrassed by the long introduction you gave me. I think, the road ahead is still very long. I began actually this journey on a search when we came to Lucknow from Mumbai, looking for organic produce for my own family, right? Because I've grown up firstly with parents who are very passionate about healthy eating and growing organic, eating organic food. And we came from Mumbai, where you have concepts like Hari Bhari Tokri and organic food available at your doorstep. And here we were in Lucknow, which is, the sort of food belt of India. And we couldn't find organic produce for ourselves. So because the concept of food and healthy living was something that was very important to me. My children were growing up, I began looking for healthier food options for my family. And in that search actually is how this marketplace was actually born. Bringing the produce to a location, starting the farmers market through the Mango Festival first once a year, then starting the produce over here at Habibullah Estate, the boutique retail space that we've restored in the heart of Hazratganj. So the idea was that there should be one place where people can come, and it's a community that we are creating more conscious consumers as well as conscious producers. And we got fantastic people who joined the team, amazing entrepreneurs here in Lucknow. There's a corporate trainer, Mayank Maheshwari, Harsh Singh, who has his digital agency, and Apurva Bhargav, a young baker who joined the team. And together we started creating awareness about, making sure that the producers are also giving us the right product packaged in the right way, what their quality norms should be, giving them a sort of a blanket around them and mentoring them right from the beginning, bringing the right product to you. And at our farmers market, we would have workshops, people could learn how to grow mushrooms, see how easy it is to actually grow things in your home. So that's now the concept that we had in the physical marketplace. I think the Corona time taught us that, we have to now go digital. We were, of course, promoting this on Facebook and Instagram and helping our producers and farmers be, connect to the market. We were helping them, with their brand. My marketing background at least helped me with that. It's really easy to help people now how to market themselves, how to grow their brand, and how to actually communicate very effectively to consumers, as well as target your product to what the market needs. So the idea was that when we created the online marketplace, it is much more than what we envisioned it to be because of the amazing team that we have and people like you who've come along the way. So many of the amazing people are partners. I can see them here. Anjali Pathak, Dr. Anjali Pathak, and has Haryali Food. So you can buy, for example, her teas online, consult with her about naturopathy. The idea is that not only should you be able to buy natural products for yourself to eat, but everything you wear, it should be cotton, it should be sustainable. This shirt is made from a fabric that's woven in our village in Saharanpur. We are working with the weavers with Digital Empowerment Foundation. So what you wear, what you eat, what you use to clean your house, your dishes, everything needs to be sustainable for us to ensure that there is going to be a tomorrow for our children. And I'm so lucky that we've got amazing people who've come on board with us. So when you go to our website today, when we launch at 5 o'clock, you will see many of the people who are there with products that are available. And there's a long way ahead where we are, of course, going to be adding a lot more. Apart from the products and services like learning how to grow your own food wherever you are, and learning how to be, an organic farmer, for example, learning how to grow hydroponic vegetables, learning how to compost. We are going to have these Saturday talks every Saturday at 5 p.m. So tune in tomorrow onwards, first about how you can save the world a bee at a time. And apart from that, we also are going to be doing things like connecting you to farms. So my experience with the Mango Festival taught me that, people in our cities, they don't know what it's like to go to a farm, to experience how your food grows, how do you respect your food, make sure there's no food left on your plate. And taking a family out on a day to the farm, the kind of money that you spend going to a mall or going for a movie, if you spend that money going to a farm, you eat something delicious that's made right there, you give the farmer an additional source of income. And of course, we have farm stays. Right now, we have 2 farm stays on our website, and we'll be adding a lot more. So there's a long way ahead for us. We are going to be creating an entrepreneurship, ecosystem to help these entrepreneurs grow and help farmers become entrepreneurs. So we need all of you with us on this journey to make sure that we all have a sustainable future to look forward to. And we look forward to hearing all the wonderful people who are here. Thank you all so much.
Thank you, Jyotsna. Thanks, a lovely introduction. So with this, I would like to introduce you for the first speaker for the day, Professor Chetan Solanki. Professor Solanki is an educator, researcher, and an innovator. He has undertaken Energy Swaraj Yatra through a solar bus for 11 years until 2030. I mean, that's too many years. In this yatra, Professor Solanki has pledged not to go home until 11 years and stay in a solar yatra bus. In the wake of a serious and catastrophic climate change, this energy yatra is designed with a purpose to create public movement towards adoption of 100% solar energy. He has been honored with the brand ambassador of solar energy of Madhya Pradesh government. Professor Solanki has also been referred to as Solar Man of India by many publications like Times of India, The Hindu, and India Today. Through his Souls project, he has reached about 7.5 million families, providing them clean light. It's not easy. 7.5 million. That's a lot of numbers. There are several awards to his credits. These awards include IEEE Global Prize of $100,000, Prime Minister's Innovation Award for Souls Project, first prize in Solar Chula Design Challenge by ONGC, 3 Guinness Book World Records, 2 Young Scientist Awards, excellence in reskilling, outstanding green activist, and many more. With this, I would like to hear directly from Dr. Solanki. Professor Solanki, up to you.
Well, thank you very much, Chirag, for introduction. And it is really my pleasure to be here among you today for this launch. And who can be more happier than me to think and to listen to what Jyotsna mentioned, that these kind of things are already happening. What can be better than that? So I'm really happy to be here with you all on this platform. And I would definitely like to contribute as much as possible to make this journey also more fulfilling and spreading out to many other people. Well, as you mentioned that I have taken long leave from IIT Bombay, and I am with my bus. Right now, I was doing a recording in a studio, so you can see a green background. So I have stopped the recording for a time being, and I joined your program. So basically, I live in a bus, and for 11 years, I'm not going to go home and continue to travel. So therefore, what I want to warn all of you that I see the whole world from a different perspective, from a different orbit, and therefore you may not take everything what I say, as it is. So number one thing, the most sustainable thing that is required is the smile on the face, And I keep asking people that, look, our GDP is increasing. And why do we want to increase GDP? Because it brings prosperity and happiness. But our GDP of the country is increasing with a rate of 5-7%, last 20 years. But is it also resulting in increase in smile with the 5 to 7% every year? Every year, 5% more smile, 7% more glow on the face. Is that happening? Invariably, and people say, no, that's not happening, So I say that, okay, there is something wrong in this world. How it is possible that the very same purpose of GDP is being not met? The second question I ask people, what is the most important thing in your life? The most important. Nothing can be more important. So you know what people say? People say, okay, money is most important for me. Job is important. Children are important. Parents are important. All kind of thing. Then I have to tell them, okay, do one thing. Close your nose for 1 minute and don't breathe for 1 minute. And then you realize what is the most important thing in your life. It is the air that you're breathing. It is the water that you're drinking. We can't live without water for more than 3-4 days. It is the soil in which you grow your food. You cannot grow your food and survive on this planet. It is the river, it is the forest, which is the lungs of the planet. So these are the most important thing in our life. But to my surprise, in nobody's list of priority, these items comes in. And as a result of that, we know the soup that we are in today, we are in a major, major problem. And the problem is that 99% people do not realize what is the problem and how difficult and how dangerous problem we are in. 99% people do not realize. And the 1%, those who realize, 99% do not do anything. They don't take action. And of the remaining 1%, those who take the action, 99% do not take sufficient action. So you can imagine the kind of correction that is taking place in this world for the climate change that has already happened is a very, very tiny minuscule. And there are very few people like Lucknow Farmers Market, Jyotsna, all your team that actually put so much time and energy and thinking to correct things, what is not happening right. So in this context, I believe that the solution to all the problems, there are two fundamental laws that I call them laws of existence. The humanity will not survive on this planet if you violate this law. And unfortunately, we are violating this law every day, night, every year. So let me tell you, what is those laws. Number one, the first law of human existence is that in an ecosystem of finite resources, there has to be finite consumption. Gandhiji said that look, there is only enough in the world for everyone's need, not for anyone's greed. There's only enough for our need, not for the greed. Why? Because the entire thing, our planet itself is a finite. The size of the planet is finite. The amount of water is finite. River is finite. All our minerals are finite. Forest is finite. Everything is finite. But we, the modern humans, what we are trying to do, we are trying to increase our production. We are trying to increase our generation. We are trying to increase our consumption. We are trying to increase our GDP all the time. Is it possible from a finite system? Our system is finite. Our ecosystem is finite. It is impossible to grow continuously. So that's a violation of law that we are doing, all these modern people are doing. And I think it's more than a modernity. To me, it looks like a stupidity. How can you grow your GDP but destroy your water, destroy your soil, destroy your forests, destroy your rivers? Is it modernity or stupidity? To me, it looks like a great stupidity of the modern, most evolved species ever existed on this planet. That's the rule number one. Law number two, that in an ecosystem of finite resources, there has to be distributed production. There cannot be centralized production. There has to be distributed production. Why? Because when the production is distributed, the benefits are equally distributed. When a production is centralized, the benefits are also centralized. So one of the problem of the planet today is the gap that is increasing between rich and poor. It is not the problem of the money. It is the problem of how resources are distributed among the society. And therefore, Gandhiji used to say, we do not need mass production. We need production by masses, not the mass production, production by masses. So when we talk about energy, when you talk about food, when you talk about clothing, when you talk about everything else, the single most important formula is to produce it locally. So limit your consumption is the first law and localize your production is the second law. I think these are the two important laws we'll follow. Limit your consumption of every resource that we consume, and whatever limited resource that you want to use, produce it locally. So limited consumption and localized production is ultimately going to be the savior of human race on this planet. And the global warming has already happened, 1.1 degrees centigrade. The climate scientists keep telling us we need to limit the global warming ideally to 1.5 degrees centigrade, if not 2 degrees centigrade. And if you do the Google search and find a climate clock, it will tell you that there are only 7-8 years left before we touch 1.5 degrees centigrade. The earliest, the fastest we can reach 1.5 degrees centigrade is only 7-8 years, not centuries. So therefore, time left is very, very small. The actions required is really huge, and we all must consider the climate change as an emergency. Only under emergency situation, you take a drastic and immediate action. So the climate change is an emergency situation. We must take drastic and immediate action. And that is what I would recommend everyone. We are literally running out of time. Our seasons have changed. Our weather patterns have changed. Rainy season has changed. Monsoon has changed. There are heat waves. There are floods. There are forest fires. There's a glacier melting. There is sea level rise. All right in front of our eyes. Just last 3 months of activity and you'll find all possible disasters that could possibly happen on this planet as already happened within last 3 months. You don't have to go long history. So therefore, initiative like Lucknow Farmers Markets are really, really important initiative. We should really be part of it by consuming organic, because by growing our GDP by means of consuming the fertilizer-based food, by means of growing eating non-veg, by means of consuming a lot of clothing and a lot of furniture, we are digging our own graves. And let me repeat again, while producing and using so many things, we are digging our own graves. One leg is already inside it. I'm sorry for giving you this message, but this is the direct, that is what the reality of the world today. So therefore, I really feel very happy when initiative like Lucknow Farmers Markets have taken place, and in fact being nurtured from last 7-8 years. And not only one such initiative, we need to have thousands of such initiative not only in one country, but all around the world. That is what is required in today's world. Well, limiting your consumption and localizing your production is what you can do also for energy. Right now, as our Prime Minister mentioned on the 15th August lecture, he said India needs to become energy independent. We spend 12 lakh crore rupees to import energy. 12 lakh crore rupees. Imagine what happens to our security. Imagine what happens to our foreign exchange. Imagine what happens to climate change, because all these are fossil fuels, coal, oil and gas, petrol. These are all contributing to the climate change. So not only that we are dependent on some other countries, not only that our actions of using coal, petrol, diesel contributes to the climate change, we will also have to spend a lot of money. And that's why he said we need to become energy independent. How do we become energy independent? Well, I did my PhD in solar energy from Europe almost 20 years ago. Today, the technology is so evolved, so advanced, so efficient, and it is also so low cost that each and every need of ours of energy can be fulfilled. All our farmers can run their own water pump, and it has been demonstrated and proven many, many times. Not only water pump, they can run their house 100% on solar. So with the solar energy, some people it is very easy to become energy independent. Now, in the context of the climate change, we need to feel pride. You need to take pride in saying that I'm not using carbon-based energy. I'm not part of the pollution. I'm part of the solution. And technology has really evolved. It has become low cost so that all of us can become independent in terms of energy. And I with 11 years yatra that I'm going to go around, I keep telling people that the best thing you can do to mitigate climate change is surrender your electricity connection. Give away. Become independent. Take pride in saying that I don't have electricity connection at home. Take pride in doing that. Because we are running out of time, because we are contributing too much into the climate change, knowingly and unknowingly, because we are using too many things, too many products, too much energy. That's why we need to take action right now and contribute to mitigate the climate change by adopting to the solar energy, the clean energy, the everlasting energy, the most sustainable energy. We need to adopt to the sun, अभी I keep saying कि हम लोग पिछले 150 सालों में थोड़े बिगड़ गए हैं. पहले पूरा जीवन मनुष्य का सोलर पे चलता था, रिन्यूएबल पे चलता था, पर जब से इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन हुआ है, औद्योगिकरण हुआ है, हम थोड़े बिगड़ के सेंटर से अलग हो गए. हमारा कोल, पेट्रोल, डीजल का कंजम्पशन बढ़ गया है. तो यदि मनुष्य को सुधरना है तो वापस हमारे केंद्र पे आना पड़ेगा. एंड सोलर एनर्जी इज द सेंटर ऑफ आवर एग्जिस्टेंस. सूर्य देवता हमारे अस्तित्व का केंद्र है, और जब हमारे अस्तित्व के केंद्र पे वापस आ जाएंगे तो फिर से human life can be made sustainable on this planet. Otherwise, as I keep saying to my student that, once upon a time there were dinosaurs on this planet. They are not there anymore. And if we continue to behave like this, few thousand years later, 3,000, 5,000 years later, some new species will appear on this planet, and they will say, once upon a time, there were humans on this planet. So with this note, I must congratulate the Lucknow Farmers Market and for your initiative to going digital. And I hope you'll be able to reach to many, many people and bring on board in the lifestyle of eating organic. Thank you very much once again, and wish you really all the best for the future success. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Solanki. Wonderful talk. And there are so many insights that we all could take out of it. And I'm sure many of us are going to adapt in their own way, slowly and steadily. And thank you so much. With this, I would like to introduce our next speaker, Ms. Archana Garodia Gupta. Archana wears many hats. She's an author, she's a campaigner for women's empowerment, and a successful entrepreneur. And at multiple national level, she's also a quizzer. So Archana has qualified from her MBA at IIM Ahmedabad on her top 5% of her class, and is a merit scholarship with a merit scholarship. I mean, I'm sure that must be very difficult, because IIM Ahmedabad is a tough nut to crack. Now, she's also on the governing body of Indian Institute of Management at Sirmaur, and on the board of trustees and governing bodies of IFE College for Women in Delhi University. Archana is a co-author of the best-selling 2 volumes called A History of India for Children. I mean, I think it's very important for our children to know our history. And that volume, these 2 volumes are they comprehensively cover the history of India from prehistoric to modern times, with a lifelong passion for books, languages, travels, and history. Archana has a knack for weaving delightful nuggets of information into a wonderful stories, these engaging tales of kind. She's also an author of The Woman Who Ruled India. We always talk about the kings and the men who ruled India, but Archana has really shed good light on women who ruled India, which details the stories of about 20 women who ruled in India. She writes on retail, women's issues, history for newspapers and magazines, including regular columns for student editions for Hindu and the Indian Express. Archana has been national chair of FICCI MSME committee. She is a member of BRICS Financial Committee for India and leading the SME task force. Archana was the past president for FICCI Flow, the women's wing of FICCI, the Federation of Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industries, as you all know, in 2015 and 2016. She has been working in the sphere of women development since the last 2 decades, among other women empowerment initiatives promoted by Swayam, a hand-holding mentoring and consulting in the consultancy space. With this, I would like to ask Archana to give her insights. And Archana, up to you now.
Thank you, Chirag, for the introduction. And many congratulations, Jyotsna and the entire team for Lucknow Farmers Market. I think I have, of course, known about the physical exhibition and programs that Lucknow Farmers Market have been holding over the years, but this is a very, very important step, and an exponential growth can be expected from a step like this. Now, during my term as the FLOW president, one of the things I was very passionate about, and which I encouraged in all the chapters, was to get women artisans and producers online, to get them to participate, to get them to list themselves onto some portal like Amazon or Flipkart or Snapdeal and sell their products online. And this is something I believe is the way out for India. I'm not talking about, we have initiatives which can make a little difference in somebody's life. But I think if you get women online or people in the villages online, it can change the country. It can be as powerful as Grameen was in Bangladesh, for example. You see, in India, the problem is that we have a lot of unemployment and underemployment. And even the work that most of India lives in its villages. And the work that the people do in villages, you don't earn too much money for it. And that's the reason, because that while the final consumer may be paying, say, 10 rupees, the person in the village who is producing the agri product or the handicraft may only be getting 1 rupee or 2 rupees against it. That's because of the delivery system and so many people who are there in so many layers. Now, what e-commerce can do, or platforms such as Lucknow Farmers Market can do, is to directly connect the consumer with the producer, or at the maximum an aggregator or somebody who is one level away from the producer. So this can change the life in a village. Suppose we have Jyotsna's village at Sadanpur. If the farmers there, the women artisans there, if they can sell directly online, even if they don't sell, even if they don't sell a lot, even if they sell, say, 5 pieces of, even if they sell 10 bottles of achar at 500 rupees each in the month, that is 5,000 rupees. That is a significant amount. You don't have to build a very large business. You just have to be able to do some business on a platform which is there and which is hand-holding you. So I think Ishiji will be talking about the benefit for the person who is consuming the organic products. The professor has just spoken about the benefit for the planet if we all have organic products and we have shorter delivery lines. I'm talking about the difference it will make to the lives of the producers, the farmers, the women, and all the producers. Their incomes can go up substantially if they start participating in some sort of e-commerce initiatives. And India lives in its villages, and I think the way forward for us is the e-commerce and getting these women. The second thing which I really appreciate about what Lucknow Farmers Market is doing is that it is creating training and services programs as well on the platform. So while people know about it, people are hesitant to adopt to these new technologies. And even if they do, they are a little scared to do it. So these kind of training programs and the hand-holding which is built into the platform will definitely make it much easier for the producers and the NGOs to adopt to these new technologies. I can say that from my personal experience because I did handhold a few NGOs to list on platforms, and there was a lot of hesitancy because if there's a new technology, there is bound to be hesitancy. So that has to be a very significant part of it. Here, I'd just like to suggest something. If Lucknow Farmers Market can tie up with some colleges or tie up with, say, the NSS program and create some kind of buddy system. There's something we had worked out with Amity University, for example, to buddy during my term we signed in. So if you tie up with and let the, most universities, people have to do some kind of social project as part of their curriculum, which is marked. So if, say, for example, you give them a project that you have to work with these artisans or these farmers to get them online and get them selling well on Lucknow Farmers Market or other portals. It could be any good portal like Amazon or Flipkart. And that could be, so that has a huge advantage because the student will learn about village life. They will learn about setting up a business. They will learn about the kind of problems you can face setting up a business. It will be a very good exercise for the student, and the artisan will get a livelihood. And you see, quite often what happens is if there is a village, and obviously you go with a new idea, there's resistance. But suppose 3 or 4 people start earning well in that village. Suppose even if they start earning 5,000, 7,000, 10,000 rupees a month, you will then not have to train the rest of the people. You will then not have to chase the rest of the people because they will immediately see what is happening and they will, they'll say, oh, this is a good thing to do and let us do it. So the seeding of each community or locality, that would be, I think, also an exercise which could help a lot. So I think I would like to wish Jyotsna and Chirag and the rest of the team all the best. And whatever support and help I can give, I'm most glad to give it.
Thank you, Archana. I think it's a wonderful idea and it's a great suggestion. I and myself, Jyotsna, and the whole team is up for any kind of help we can provide the next entrepreneurs or the budding entrepreneurs of India. And of course, we will take this up as a project and include it in our work. We will come back to you in 2 months and tell you what happened to it. I promise to you. Okay, thank you so much, Archana. So now we are up for our third speaker, Ms. Ishi Khosla. Ishi is a practicing clinical nutritionist, columnist, author, and an entrepreneur and a researcher. A lot of hats to wear, right? She is actively involved with the clinical practices at the Center for Dietary Counseling in Delhi. So anybody who's in Delhi, you can look it up and go see her. where she deals with wide range of nutrition-related health problems, including obesity, diabetes, cardiovascular diseases, digestive disorders, and food allergies. Now, among all of us, we have one or the other disease out of this for sure. So Ishi is our person to go and see. Now, as a part of her commitment towards public health and community nutrition, Ms. Khosla founded Celiac Society of India, first of its kind in India, actually, to spread awareness among gluten-related disorders in India and internationally. Yeah, that has become a big issue these days, gluten allergies. So she's also involved in community services through All India Women's Association and Delhi Commonwealth Women's Association. She has authored many books. Among them are Eating at Work. Yeah, that's all. That's completely, I can relate to that. The Diet Doctor, Is Wheat Killing You, and The Cholesterol Facts. So with this, I would like to invite Ishi on the to take the stage and enlighten us with her talk, please.
Thank you very much, Chirag. Thank you, Jyotsna and the Lucknow Farmers Market for inviting me today. And I really had no idea about how, what you were really doing and how the whole thing has been in action for so many years. So fabulous job and congratulations on this next big step. And indeed, it was a pleasure to hear my fellow panelists before me. And, it's amazing to see what people are doing. What Dr. Solanki is doing is really just unimaginable. And what Dr. Archana has just said is also absolutely, so valuable and so actionable and very simple things to do, which I will also touch upon. But yes, I think the important thing which I can contribute today as a nutritionist, as a practitioner, and as an entrepreneur, because we started I started my own enterprise, Whole Foods, in 2001, and up to 18, it was under me. And it's been quite a journey, and different kinds of learnings that have happened. And of course, as a practitioner on a daily basis, dealing with patients clinically has its own set of learnings. So with all that, I would just first state a simple fact. It's a projection by a Yale public health expert who has predicted that this generation of children is going to be having a shorter lifespan than their previous generations. That means than their parents. This is unheard of and unprecedented in the evolution of mankind, which means every generation has outlived its previous generation. So if this is to be understood, it is grave. And like Professor Solanki just said, we do have literally or figuratively one leg in the grave. It resonates so much more. Something that we are doing, something in the way we are living is going wrong and is not working for us. And I think what we eat and what we put into our mouths is one of the key factors in our lifestyle, which can impact not only who we are today, what we, in terms of our health burden, the issues that we are facing, but also the future generations. And what we eat, and let's begin with the womb, let's begin with the mother. The health of the mother, preconception, during pregnancy, and in the first 1,000 days of the baby are absolutely critical in determining the health outcomes of the individual later in life. And there is a hypothesis called the Barker's hypothesis, which clearly says that maternal malnutrition and maternal ill health can contribute to an individual or child developing what we call metabolic diseases, obesity, diabetes, high blood pressure, etc., inflammatory disorders later in life. So it's not only just what we are doing as adults, but what the mother is exposed to during her pregnancy. And there is another there are several papers, but this one was published in 2007, and this was done in Greece, and they studied women, 700 women, mother and child pairs were studied, and they found that the mothers who had a 10-fold exposure to pesticides had several times higher risk of kids developing metabolic diseases like obesity and high blood pressure and diabetes, many, many times more. So the relationship between what the mother eats and what the mother is exposed to in terms of chemical exposure and pesticides can, be so profound in not only, like I said, in metabolic diseases, but also in mental health. And if I'm going to share one statistic with you regarding autism, it's a neurodevelopmental disorder. And that was really when we were young, when we were students, up until 20 years ago, was really not even heard of, autism. 1 in 10,000, it was so rare. 1 in 10,000 children had autism 20 years ago. That's within our memory of all of us who are listening. And today it's down to 1 in 59, which means in every class there would be a few autistic children. So it is something to think about, and it is something to address. And we know that dietary changes and the impact of nutrition early in life has a lot to do with it, because these children were not even exposed to a lifestyle. They were in the womb. And the genetics, very often people tend to be dismissive and say, these are our genes. But let everyone know here that genes take not only thousands, but several thousands of years to change. So this
Hello, Rishi. Can you hear us?
Is of what Jyotsna is really doing, getting safe organic cultivation in place, and to expand the use of the right kind of safe food. Because pesticides come with a huge burden of toxicity. Pesticides are carcinogenic, pesticides are mutagenic, they are teratogenic, they are neurotoxins. We know it all. But somewhere their exposure to us as human beings, unsuspecting human beings, has become exponential. And I'm not going to share data here. But all I would like to share with you is the way this impacts us. And this is what I call the 4 Ds. Dysbiosis, deficiencies, disorders, diseases, and then ultimately, I won't spell it out, the last D. So what is dysbiosis? Dysbiosis is the starting point of inflammation in our bodies. And it is an imbalance between the good and the bad flora in our body. It's like our soil. Like we have the Mother Earth. This is our earth, where which is home to all the bacteria, fungus, and viruses which are favorable for us. And there is a population which is unfavorable, and we live in what we call a symbiotic relationship with these microbes. And they not only reside in the gut. Today, science has established that they reside in every part of our body. So we don't have a sterile body, so to say. Now, when this gets disturbed, when this dysbiosis happens, which means the good and the bad, when the bad outnumber the good, or they disturb the good, is when disease starts. And all I can tell you is, I will just share just maybe 2 or 3 examples of how I see that correction of dysbiosis in the gut can be the real game changer. And before I do that, I just like you to know that in research today, we are able to say that the dysbiosis can also impact mental health. If we are talking about anxiety, depression, schizophrenia, bipolar, panic attacks, whatever, everything is seemingly getting connected with dysbiosis, which is connected with the gut. And scientists are today translocating the flora from one individual to the other and finding dramatic changes. So for instance, an obese person's flora is injected into the thin person's flora, and there's a complete reversal. The obese person becomes thin and the thin person becomes obese. The depressed person becomes sad, and the sad person becomes happy, and the happy person becomes sad. It's really in experimental situations happening in labs today. And our environmental toxins, including we can talk about the air, the soil, the water, everything. But what really affects us the most is the food that we eat. So this pesticide load, this chemical load, the load from heavy metals, all of this needs to be minimized. And when we have, people like, Jyotsna, I think we need many, many Jyotsnas for India to get to a level where everybody eats safe food. And I will just share a very, if I have time, an example of how young kids are getting affected by this dysbiosis. I had a mother who came to me. She's about 34 years old, and she had a 4-month-old baby. And when she came to me, she said, "Ma'am, I am fed up of my weight. I can't lose an ounce, and I am going crazy with my kid who cries day in and day out. I don't sleep at night and I don't sleep in the day. I'm losing my sanity." And I said, "But why does a baby cry?" She said, "Oh, well, the baby has got colic and constipation." I said, "Well, why does a breastfed baby have such severe colic? Have you spoken to your pediatrician?" And she says, "Yes, they say it can happen." So I said, "What about the constipation? How bad is the constipation? Because obviously if he's constipated, he has colic." "Well, he passes stool once in 7 days, once in 10 days sometimes." And I was aghast. I said, "Well, this is not normal. And I think something that you are eating is not working for him." And I studied her history, and she had a hypothyroid condition, which is an autoimmune condition. Again, very, very strongly rooted with food and the gut. So I said, "Shruti, you need to stop eating wheat and dairy for 1 week, and then let's talk." And she said, "I'm nursing. How can I not have milk?" So again, I had to tell her, "Well, you will nurse very well if you eat vegetables and they're good fats, and all the animals who are giving you this milk don't drink milk to lactate." So it somewhere was an awakening, and she agreed to go ahead. And so she started having millets for that week, and she gave up dairy. And then she came with such a big smile. And she said, "Ma'am, the colic went the same day, the next day he was absolutely fine. And after 2 days, he started passing motion. To an extent, we couldn't even handle it because there were 10 to 12 motions a day. His gut just cleared out. And they had a family group and they were celebrating that this child has started passing motion. So here is an example of how we are not only impacting ourselves, but our generations ahead. So, and let me tell you, we followed up this patient for almost a year. And each time she ate wrong, each time she even had a bite of wheat, it was affecting the baby's gut. He would be constipated for a day and he would be having colic. And she made those connections and she swore she'll never do those things again. And he's a happy baby and she's a happy mother, and all that has settled. So with that, I'm going to just close my session here and just wish Jyotsna and her team all the very best, and may you continue to do fabulous work like this, and may it not just be a Lucknow farmers market, but an all India farmer market. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ishi. Thank you. Wonderful examples, and I'm sure everybody learned something out of it. I learned a lot for myself. Thank you so much. So with this, I think any organization, for that matter, has different people working towards its success. And without our people, we are nothing. It's not the technology that we're banking on at Lucknow Farmers Market. It's not the infrastructure. It's not the vegetables. It's not the partners. It's people. We are an organization made by the people, made for the people. So with that, I would like to get us a overall perspective. So I would like to invite Shivi Avasthi, who's been part of us for last 3 years. And recently she's taken charge as Director of Operations for us. So I would like to understand from Shivi what her experience has been with Lucknow Farmers Market for the next couple of minutes. I think, Shivi, can you just give us a brief?
Hello, sir. I hope I am audible.
Yes, you are. Go ahead.
Okay. First of all, thank you each and everyone to be here to celebrate this journey that we have been working hard on since a long time. Thank you to each and everyone, and a very, very special thanks to Jyotsna ma'am and Chirag sir for making this dream come true. So I say that no initiative can ever rise higher than the point to which we elevate our team. And I'm grateful to be the part of Lucknow Farmers Market, because working with such an amazing team of learned, confident, supportive, and professional people has been the gemstone in my life that I will always preserve and talk to in front of all my people. The work culture that we promote has always been welcoming for our interns. I think every one of us, we all have been to our internship phase. And I have always noticed, especially on LinkedIn, you need to have 2 years working experience, 3 years working experience, and 4 and 5 and more. But when you talk about Lucknow Farmers Market, it clearly says, if you are ready, if you are interested to work, we will make you learn. And I think that's the best thing that I have been attracted to. And under the guidance of Jyotsna ma'am, I have always been learning, getting motivated. And in fact, when I was assigned the director post for operations, I had to hire a team. And to be very serious, I have many more accomplished team members out of my team. And I actually didn't expected any kind of experience from them. I just wanted them to work so heartedly. And it was just, to be very true with everyone out here, it was a 3-month internship, but it actually turned out to be a 1-year work program. And now we have Lucknow Farmers Market. So I'm very glad. And there are few synonyms when I was just thinking about what I had to say. Then I had to describe the work culture in Lucknow Farmers Market. There were so many: transparency, connection, nurturing, motivating, happy, progressive, flexible. These all were the apt words to describe the work environment of Lucknow Farmers Market. So obviously, I'm grateful to God and grateful to my team, because again, we would have not been doing this meeting today, we have not been establishing today without my team, without accomplished people out at Chirag sir, Jyotsna ma'am, Purva ma'am, and everyone. So thank you each and every one of you. Thank you.
Thanks, Shivi. Thank you so much. There was some disturbance in your voice. I mean, connection issues. So, but still, thank you so much for making it today. So, Shivi is part of our team, right? Now, there are, from a market perspective, there are partners who make up the market. So, there are, without the partners, we don't get the right amount of organic produce, organic products, and these partners are very innovative on their own way. So one of the partners I would like is here today, and I would like to ask him to give his insights or on his experience. So Dr. Nitin Singh is co-founder, is a founder for Royal Honey and Bee Farming Society, and he does amazing work. So can I have Nitin to talk a little, 2 or 3 minutes about his experience with the market? Hello, Nitin, you there?
Yeah. Thanks, Chirag. Is audible?
Yes.
आप सुन रहे हैं हमें?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, thank you. मैं डॉक्टर नितिन सिंह हूँ और मैंने बी कीपिंग स्टार्ट किया था 2015 में, 2015 में, and we started doing our own packing, and we are seeking the market where we can sell our product. उसी समय हमारी मुलाकात ज्योत्सना मैम से हुई थ्रू अप्रूवा, और ये हुआ कि क्यों ना एक LFM मार्केट, फिजिकल मार्केट लगता था हबीबुल्लाह स्टेट में, हमने अपने प्रोडक्ट को वहाँ एग्जिट किया और इट वाज वेरी गुड एक्सपीरियंस, बहुत अच्छा एक्सपीरियंस हुआ। एक एंटरप्रेन्योर के लिए, एक फार्मर के लिए, उसके लिए इंपॉर्टेंट चीज ये होती है उसकी प्रोडक्ट बिके, और ये प्रोडक्ट वहाँ हाथों हाथ लिया गया। इससे क्या हुआ, हमारे जैसे और भी पार्टनर जो वहाँ थे, दे ऑल्सो गेट एक्साइटेड, और आज के डेट में 2018 तक हमने बहुत अच्छा सेल किया था। बट एज द कोरोना केम इन 2019, तो हमारा फिजिकल मार्केट स्टॉप हुआ, कई हमारे पार्टनर उदास हुए, बट ज्योत्सना मैम केम फॉरवर्ड विद द साइन एंड शी टोल्ड दैट डोंट वरी, और आप लोग घबराओ मत, हम लोग इसको ऑनलाइन प्लेटफॉर्म पे लेके चलते हैं। थैंक्स टू ज्योत्सना मैम एंड ऑल द टीम एफर्ट, जिन्होंने मतलब पूरी स्ट्रगल के साथ 2000 मतलब 1 साल के अंदर ऑनलाइन प्लेटफॉर्म बना, और रॉयल हनी के साथ साथ और भी पार्टनर अपने प्रोडक्ट को यहाँ पे सेल कर सकते हैं। सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट चीज है इस प्लेटफॉर्म पे सेल करने के साथ साथ, जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल अगर मेरी एक्सपर्टाइज बी कीपिंग की है तो मैं इस पे अपनी काउंसलिंग भी दे सकता हूँ, मैं इसकी इम्प्लीमेंटेशन करने की बता सकता हूँ इस प्लेटफॉर्म पे, या जिसकी जूट की है या बेकरी है, हर आदमी, हर एक्सपर्टाइज एंटरप्रेन्योर एक एक क्लास लेके अपने प्रोडक्ट के बारे में न्यू एंटरप्रेन्योर को बनाने में सपोर्ट करेगा। एक तरह से दिया जाए, बताया जाए तो ये LFM केवल प्रोडक्ट्स बेचना और सेल करना नहीं है उनका मोटो, उनका मोटो है आने वाले कल में नए उद्यमी को तैयार करना, और हमें, जैसे मैंने PhD किया है तो अपनी एक्सपर्टाइज को भी हम यहाँ पे इम्प्लीमेंट कर सकते हैं। दूसरी चीज, एक सबसे अच्छी बात यहाँ पे एक ऑनलाइन प्लेटफॉर्म पे ये आती है कि हमारा एक वेबसाइट बन जाता है, हम अपने वेबसाइट से अपनी मार्केटिंग खुद कर सकते हैं। LFM के थ्रू हमारा एक वेबसाइट भी बन जाता है और अपनी वेबसाइट। तीसरा चीज ये है, एक सबसे बड़ा टेंशन ये होता है किसी भी उद्यमी के लिए, एंटरप्रेन्योर के लिए, कि वो अपना प्रोडक्ट कैसे बेचे और कैसे डिलीवरी कराए। डिलीवरी कराने की भी फैसिलिटी LFM ने खुद अपने कंधे पे ली है। आज के डेट में अगर मुझे लखनऊ से मुंबई सामान भेजना है तो मैं इधर उधर घूमूंगा और सामान भेजने के लिए ज्यादा पैसे देने पड़ेंगे वो, लेकिन LFM वो फैसिलिटी देती है, और वो सीधा सामान बस आपको प्रोड्यूस करना है, अपने घर पे पैक करके रख देना है, डिलीवरी बॉय XYZ आएंगे, सामान पिकअप करके डिलीवरी करेंगे। तो मुझे लगता है मैं ये LFM के थ्रू ऑनलाइन प्लेटफॉर्म पे जुड़ के मेरे लिए भी फायदेमंद है, और मैं रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा कि आने वाले डेज में जितने फार्मर, जितने किसान भाई लोग हमारे हैं, जितने उद्यमी एंटरप्रेन्योर हैं, प्लीज आइए और LFM पे जुड़िए। और आप लोग के माध्यम से मैं ये भी रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा, प्लीज LFM के तहत ऑर्डर कीजिए सामान को, एवरीवन विल गेट गुड क्वालिटी प्रोडक्ट फ्रॉम दिस प्लेटफॉर्म। ये मैं अपने पॉइंट्स ऑफ व्यू हनी के साथ साथ मैं अपने पूरे ब्रांड, पूरे किसानों की तरफ से ये प्रॉमिस है हम लोग की। धन्यवाद, थैंक यू।
Thank you, Nitin. Wonderful. Thanks for the promise and with such an energetic talk. Thank you so much. So with this, so we have had our team member to talk. We have had our partner to talk. With this, I would like to introduce a phenomenal individual who has gone through really hard times and have come up like Phoenix from the ashes, just like the Harry Potter movie shows up. Okay, so this is the individual I'm talking about is Neeta Bharani. Neeta will tell us her own story. So Neeta, can you tell your story, the big long story in next 3 minutes?
Yes, thank you, Chirag, for this opportunity. Thank you, LFM. I'm just going to take a couple of minutes. My story is really long, so I'm not going to. I'm probably going to hold another webinar to narrate that, and I invite all of you to join that and hear the entire long story. But for now, what I want to say that when I began, when I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, that was 20 years ago, I did realize that the first step to do was to eliminate all pesticides and all chemicals out of my life. And that step, that change in lifestyle, adopting organic, adopting earth-based products really helped me a lot. And so I have become very vocal about this cause, and I have joined this team as well. And everybody needs inspiration. Everybody goes through tough times, and if you just go around, there are a lot of people who are just waiting, who's sitting on the edge, and maybe just a nice story or somebody giving them a hand is all they need. And so we at LFM have put together some of these stories in our Phoenix Rising section, and we are going to lend that hand out of support to anybody who is going through a tough time, going through a bad phase. You must know that there's a better tomorrow. There's something to look forward to tomorrow. So please don't give up. Read our stories. Maybe there'll be something that'll cheer you up.
Thank you, Neeta. Thanks a lot. And we look forward to that webinar that you're talking about, right?
Yes, 23rd October.
Oh, you already have a date. Oh,
Yes,
nice. That was fast.
Yes.
Thank you. So
okay.
Thank you, Neeta. So with this,
yes.
we are at a moment where we ask Jyotsna, who's the founder and the mother of this brainchild, to launch the platform. So Jyotsna, can I invite you again on stage, and you can officially launch the platform. Hello, Jyotsna, you there? Okay, Jyotsna is here. So this is the platform, is it? Sorry, Jyotsna, I think you're on mute or we're not able to hear you.
Hi, everyone. So it's wonderful to actually come finally to the point where we are, here launching the platform. And I'm going to let, you all go to the website after this yourself. Actually, while we were live, somebody walked into our office thinking Lucknow Farmers Market is here in our office. But here's where it is, lucknowfarmersmarket.com. While I go through it, Chirag will talk us through the different verticals.
Right. So, Jyotsna, if you can, yeah. So, hold on a second. Let me share my screen. That way, it's easy for me to control, right?
So our idea was that, we have a one-stop shop where people can do everything that they want to do. Whether you want to buy products, whether you want to learn something. And the idea is also that it's available everywhere across the country. It's not just in Lucknow. Go ahead, Chirag.
So thank you so much. So Jyotsna, I would like to say congratulations. Now that you launched it, you're officially live. And so all your hard work, the team has really worked hard for years together to make a brand, and for last 1 year digitally to make this happen. So congratulations to Jyotsna and the whole team. So at this moment, I would like, since everybody is here, I would like to take the opportunity to acknowledge everyone on the team. So we have Mayank Maheshwari, who's one of the senior members of the team and played a very important role. Today, he takes care of customer care and partner engagement. Then we have Harsh Singh, who takes care, who's a creative chap. You always need that kind of people who are bubbling with energy and are very creative. And so he manages our advertising and the branding aspect. Then and also logistics, not to mention that, because that's very important. Then we have Dr. Nitin Singh, whom you just heard a few minutes back. So he takes care of our entrepreneurship section. And then we have Anita, who you met already. She's looking at Phoenix Rising. And we have Apurva Bhargava, who is a entrepreneur in her own realm, bakes wonderful cakes and wonderful goodies, and you really can't stop eating it. And so she takes care of our quality control as well as getting into tough spots and hashing it out. So that's Apurva for us. And we have Ankit, Shivi, Mahima, Neha, Ritika, Asta. Am I missing anybody, Jyotsna?
The team is so amazing. From the people who've been working from the last 1 year, there are guys who've been uploading our content. We have Saurabh, we have Harshit, we have Isha, Asta, who's been working, relentlessly. Of course, Shivi, Mahima, everyone who Chirag mentioned.
Right.
Ekta, Vasudev. We have an
absolutely
Divya, who's doing social media for us.
So absolutely.
My husband, who's helped us with the finance, our legal advisor, Aparajita Bansal and her team, our tax advisor, Mr. Nigam and his team, and I think so many of you who've given us so much advice, Diya Bajal and Dipali, who've helped us with our writing and our newsletter. My mother, who I constantly bounce everything off all the time, and the fact that my parents are also on the site. I'm so excited that we're bringing them to you. Now, Chirag will talk about the partners and the services we offer.
Yeah, thank you so much, Jyotsna. Thanks. So yes, kudos to the team. So now let me take you to the platform. And so this is the product section. The product section is like Amazon. Okay, you can buy. This is the shop area where we give you all the organics and all natural products, just to make sure all the products are verified by us. So you're never going to find any nonsensical item out here which doesn't belong in Lucknow Farmers Market. We try our best to curate the material. We make sure that all the partners that are there are actually are having the same intentions of sustainable living and organic and all natural products. So on the left hand side, you have all these categories which are handcrafted products, organic products, fresh produce, grocery, beverages, and all those things. And then so you've been around with Amazon and Flipkart, so I'm sure you know all these things. And then we have the partner area. Partner area, as Dr. Nitin said, we don't want Lucknow Farmers Market to grow alone. We want everybody who's part of this to grow together as a family. So we give all the partners their own space. So these are all the partners that are with us. And if you think about it, if I click on anything like this, Sweet Nothings, a page opens up that is dedicated to this brand and dedicated to the founders and the team and all the products. So a person who lands up here and wants to see what Sweet Nothing does, what is the company, this is a microsite for them, a one-pager one. Okay, and this is the product gallery. As you can see, looks really yummy, right? That's Apurva's team for you, and that's the Apurva I was talking about. So now every partner gets his own microsite. That's where the partners can get their brand, can get their fame from us, and we also market these spaces. Now then comes our services. Services are basically, you have two elements in this on this planet. One is a product and one is service. Product is something like you buying an Apple computer. You buy the computer, walk home, never see the salesman again. Whereas service is something that you go to the doctor. You go again and again to the doctor. That's the service. So yeah, and I'm sorry, it's a wrong example because we don't want you to go to the doctor. So yeah, now this is the services area where this is aquaponics.
We have the apple a day to keep your doctor away. So the apples from Manali, that's what are keeping us going right now.
Thanks, Jyotsna. So this is aquaponics, naturopathy, apiculture, hydroponics, and digital marketing. All those kind of things, the best things we can offer. So right now you can see that services are limited to 5, but we want to increase it to, our goal is to increase it to 500, 5,000 and beyond, make sure that everybody gets the service. Now, as you can understand, naturopathy and aquaponics is not like you can buy something and take it home. Of course, you can buy the product, but you cannot buy the knowledge. So you have to get it into a consulting phase or book an appointment with the consultant. You can do all that in this space. Then if somebody wants to be part of the Lucknow Farmers Market, where you think that you have a side hustle, you have a side business going, and you can do all that in this space. Like, just click this button and you can join as a partner for us, with us, and we'll take care of the rest. You just have to click this button and fill in your few details. That's it. Then comes your farm stay. Now, farm stays are really getting popular these days because we are from the city, right? We, especially if you're like me, born and brought up in a city, we have never seen what happens on the farm, what is the life like on the farm, how the food tastes, how the cooking is done, or how the manure is actually used in the farming area. So to give our children, or just to have a good time, we can go and stay on the farm, and the farm stay you can book directly from here. So right now we have 2 properties on our side. One is Vintage Village and another is Foothill Himalayas. The Foothill Himalayas actually has tigers around its forests, and they will take you to see the tiger, believe me. So if you want to book that stay, all you need to do is press this button, and there is a booking space where you can book a room, book like a larger room, smaller room, room for 4, room for 2, all those kind of things, just like Make My Trip offers you, and they will take care of the rest. So this is the farm stay space, and I encourage you guys to go and see this. Now then comes the events. Now the events are like, this is the main thing. Farmers Market is nothing without its events, right? Like, we want everybody who comes on the platform to get exposed to different aspects. Somebody has to get exposed to beekeeping. Somebody has to get exposed to creating or baking amazing bakery products. Then you can have how to meet your sales target, and so and so. And then you can, of course, Neeta already mentioned that she's going to tell us the whole story, all her secrets, on 23rd. So that's where you catch her. Okay, and all you need to do is go register. This is all free. There is no payment to be done. You can learn, you can get entertained, all those things right here on the event side. Then we have Knowledge Center. In the Knowledge Center space, we have multiple aspects. Like, we have Phoenix Stories, insights, social initiatives, courses, and memberships. So let me tell you what Phoenix Stories is. Phoenix Stories are basically stories of people who are phenomenal in their own realm. Not necessarily everybody has to go to Olympics and win a gold medal to be a phenomenal person, okay, or to have a great journey. So these members, like we have Zini Joshi, we have then Rekha, we have Anjali and so and so. These are all members who have been through tough times, and they have risen, and they have been, today they are successful in one way or the other. Not necessarily you have to earn a lot of money to be successful, but yeah. So that these are the stories of women and men who have gone through a tough journey. Then there is Insights. Insights are places where We can go and read different articles, different stories. We have recipes to contribute. You can contribute your own story if you like. Just write it to us and we'll publish it for you. Then comes your, let me go back. Then comes your courses, and courses are meant for teaching you something, right? Like how you have a Coursera or any other things. So this is like healthy baking practices. Build a website in one day, because we are platform that are meant for MSME, SME. We are not meant for people who have a lot of money and that they can build their own platform and they can buy, sell on Amazon. Those are not our target audience, or we are not their target audience. We are people who want to make a difference at a level, grassroots level, at a level of a single entrepreneur or a farmer or an individual, and make sure that these things reach out to maximum people in India and abroad who want to experience the raw honey, or want to experience that mango chutney, or want to experience that recipe of that grandmother's recipe. We are those kind of people. So making a website is very important for our partners, and that is where we want to teach them. Then again, and then we have bee farming and apiculture course. So these are courses right now that we have, and as we go ahead, we are of course going to increase our variety of courses, and you can come and book anytime. Then comes our aspect about, let me go back again.
And if you want to be part of our website, of course, we have a place and contact us where you can actually sign up and be part of the site. We want you to go onto the site. We want you to create your own user. So you log in and you're going to get an amazing newsletter with amazing articles from our fantastic, partners who are with us. We have a naturopath, Dr. Anjali, who's going to tell you about how you should eat right. I hope Ishi ma'am, Archana ji, Professor Solanki are all going to contribute to our knowledge center and communicate more things to you and become, part of our ecosystem to help people grow.
Right. Thank you, Jyotsna. So we don't only take care of our partners, we definitely take care, because these are trying times. These are challenging moments. So we make sure that partners abide by certain hygienic precautions, because we don't want anybody to get infected by COVID or any harm comes to anybody. So we make sure that all our partners abide by our COVID guidelines. So this is the page where you can go and see yourself on how and what effort we have done so far for getting the product to you in a really safe manner. Then comes our About Us section. About Us section is mainly, as I said, for the people, by the people. So this is our advisory board. Then there is our core team. There are associates, LFM warriors, and LFM partners and sponsors. So this is a place where we value and cherish everyone who has helped us so far and who has been part of us. So and then of course there is contact us. You can always reach us out, or you can WhatsApp us, you can email us. And if you're in Lucknow, we'll be more than happy to have a cup of coffee with you. So that's our office address, right? And maybe while you're having coffee, Jyotsna might give you an apple. Like, that's from Manali.
No, right? We're telling you to come and buy the apples because they're available here.
Boy, yeah, you're tougher than me. So yes, so buying anyway. This is what we have created in last 1 year, and that's a platform where anybody and everybody can do something and have a side hustle or a main career. So that's LFM from our side, and I think Jyotsna, I would invite Jyotsna to have a concluding remarks. And from my side, thank you so much. This is an evening time for all of us, a Friday evening. So I understand the value of every minute, every hour that goes on. And some of us are getting ready for a party in the evening. Some of us are getting ready for a lunch, or sorry, dinner. And some of us are just getting ready for a book and a cup of coffee. So I know. So thank you so much for being here. And Jyotsna, all over to you.
Thank you so much, Chirag. And before we close, we have to hear from the most important person of all, our customers. So we have an amazing, loyal customer, Aditi Chakravarti. She was a customer to our physical market, and now she's a customer, online as well. So if you could just stop sharing the screen, Chirag, so we can invite Aditi to come and tell us her experience.
Aditi, please come in. I totally.
Yeah, hi. Jyotsna and team. Yeah, I've been clapping all the while, but nobody can hear me, unfortunately. So congratulations. It's absolutely wonderful. I've seen this grow and all this hard work come to fruition today. So congratulations for this. And of course, I have been coming. I went to the very first farmers market that Jyotsna had organized. First of all, it was in this beautiful old heritage house that belongs to their family. And that in itself, I think, elevates everything. So what could be more sustainable than an old heritage house where you have all these products being showcased that all go towards leading a sustainable lifestyle? So I was, of course, delighted and surprised that there were actually people, small farmers, gentlemen, gentlewomen farmers as well, who were actually growing organic produce. And having been to one of their farms, I also knew that they were actually growing things in the organic, in the true organic fashion. I was delighted to see that, and I've been a regular customer. And of course, I got introduced to Dr. Nitin Singh. And of course, my entire honey supply now comes from him, thanks to the farmers market. And not just that, it was not just organic produce. I think it was also a platform that had many small businesses that needed a platform where they could come and sell their products. And here they were. They had a platform and lots of lovely things, jams and jellies and cakes. It was fabulous. And now to see all of this on a real website, I can, with a click of a button, I can order my stuff, not just in Lucknow, but in all of India, which is remarkable. So I, for one, am a delighted customer. Thank you so much for this, and congratulations again.
Thank you, Aditi. Wonderful. Thank you so much. So, Jyotsna, do you think we can conclude for the day?
I want to just thank everyone. Most of all, I want to thank our wonderful moderator today, Chirag Varti, who is an absolutely amazing tech guy. We would drop an idea into his mind and he populates it into much more than we could have envisioned. So this website that you see here today, a lot of it is because of, Chirag and the team behind all of us. I mean, many people behind the scenes. I wish everybody could have been here, and we would have been speaking here today. I have my team's picture right up here behind me, and really, they have my heart for being with us, through this tough time. To bring something, to fruition is a really tough thing to do. And all of you being here today, it means so much to all of us. We have to say thank you to each one of you.
So Jyotsna, before we leave, can we have a group picture? So everybody on screen, everybody switches on their the cameras, smiles a little, not too much, right? And so smile, and I think we will take a group picture, right? So okay. We have fortunately 3 screens, so you will all have to be patient and stretch that smile a little bit for another 2 seconds. Okay, so we have okay, now this is for all the appreciation that Jyotsna did for me as a tech guy. I need to find out where the screenshot is.
I've done it. I've taken the screenshots, Chirag.
But see, Jyotsna, you're the CTO. I should resign. Yeah.
And I can see Apurva and so many of our amazing partners. So I want to tell you the kind of people, Mahima, I'm so glad you're well and you're here. The kind of people who we have on our website. These are the people who make sure I have a pain balm from Dr. Nitin's honey with beeswax in it. And if you have a headache and you apply this pain balm, and the lovely apples from Manali from Staple Kaka, I use, for my home, I use tooth powder and fabric detergent from Mitti Se, a floor cleaner from Mitti Se, honey from Dr. Nitin, Apurva's jams, which have no, additives in them. Every single product, tea from, Haryali Organics, and she's my go-to person, Dr. Anjali, for everything, any advice that anybody has on health. Amazing salad from Beyond Organics, Anant Aquaponics, of course, we are doing our own aquaponics here. I see the CMS team here, and I hope we're going to work with your environmental coordinators. Thank you so much, Geeta Gandhi and your team, for being here. Pratibha ji, who's here, we have Rural Beat, who's one of our rural group partners, and they are doing amazing work in their village in Sultanpur, where they're working with so many hundreds of women and giving employment and sustainable livelihood with the help of the FICCI Women's Wing as well. I see people like Dr. Neeta Ganguly here, who is a crusader for recycling and making compost, and we're going to have her on our website and advising you how to do these things. Thank you, my father-in-law and mother-in-law, both. I can see them in the frame, and my husband Amar and my children, and Lakshmi, Varun, of course, Mayank, part of our team, all of you who are watching. There are 3 screens, so if I go through it, you're going to say, now that's the end of our Friday evening. But remember, if you want to tune back, our Saturday evening talks start tomorrow at 5:30, and every Saturday we have a talk for you.
Yes. So
tomorrow it's 5:30 on our website, and it's about learning how to do beekeeping, and you can do it in your garden in an urban city as well. So we'll say what Professor Solanki said. Remember what's the most important thing: the air we breathe, the soil we use, and to distribute your resources and limit your consumption. Archana, what we took away from you is this amazing buddy system and mentorship. We are going to catch you now. We're not letting you go now that you're here. And of course, from Ishi Khosla, Dr. Khosla, thank you so much. It's such an important lesson to tell people about eating right. And, because, these are the success stories that you tell people that, you can change your life. Like Neeta's story, you're going to hear from Neeta on the 23rd of October. And, tomorrow is one of my favorite times of year. It's Dan Utsav, which starts on the 2nd of October, the 2nd to 8th. And every year, we do a lot of things, and I haven't done some of the things I do usually, but this is my contribution this year to Dan Utsav, bringing all these amazing farmers and entrepreneurs and the sustainable living concept to all of you. So go to danutsav.org. We're also going to have a stall online and have our, artisans and people selling things and promote farmers. Thank you, all of you. It's an absolute pleasure and an absolute delight to have launched today with all of you. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a nice evening, everyone. Bye-bye.